And the river still shines and shimmers in the light as it did in our grandfather's day, when they rode all night to fish in the morning and lived in Willapa Bay.
Next up, I think, Todd, you're next. I think Todd is just fresh off of merchant ship. He was in I don't know how long you're out there. You told me, I forgot, a couple months worth anyway, it seems. He only can make it occasionally. He's been a Bristol Bay fisherman for a long time, but now he's earns his living at sea. And he's just got in a day or two ago and has joined us. He's from down the coast there in Netarts, Pacific City country. Thank you for coming up, Todd.
Me. When laboratories grow our meat and robots mow our lawn, humanity will have come off its cleat and drift to another dawn of a shiny new existence, drone delivered to your door, stripped of all resistance and empty to its core. Convinced of this lonely promise, we'll have sold off this poor earth, bringing doom down surely upon us, while being reassured of a rebirth. Just think of the stars and planets we'll find as we hurl from this dying husk. We're not sure of the value, but we'll have saved humankind, and for that we can thank Elon Musk. Don't listen to the doomers, crying it's all a hoax, and ignore all the rumors. They're just jealous of you folks, who have grasped the full potential of such a bold and ambitious scheme, who are awed and reverential to the goals of a rich man's dream. We'll find, they say, a heaven of sorts out there among the stars, an endless and rich network of ports, the first one of which will be Mars. We'll terraform that planet, creating a legitimate Plan B. SpaceX will provide the transit, designing the government and economy. We're not really sure what we'll do on that rock, but we've heard it's a real bonanza. The company's already selling off stock that'll be gone before the end of this stanza. The real excitement is over the water they've found and evidence of a network of rivers. It's true that it's probably just ice in the ground, but the potential gives us fishermen shivers. Could it be that one day those rivers will roll into a vast and shimmering ocean, and that fish will brim until the waters are full, inviting exiles back to their Goshen? Don't wait. Hear me now. This opportunity won't last. Stake your claim ahead of restriction. The best set net sites will surely go fast once the rest see it's not science fiction. First Alaska, now Mars, a bold new frontier whose conquest is ripe for the taking. No tree huggers, natives, or law there to fear. Your soul you will not be forsaking. Guilt-free, outside nature, we build you this place because we just can't seem to learn our lesson. So cocksure of the divine and import of our race, that new worlds must be our possession. Endless growth and prosperity is our gambit. We've convinced ourselves of this mission. No limits or restraint or blame we'll admit. Who can fault us? We just want to go fishing. Thank you. That's called Martian Setnet Site for Sale. I'm going to read something. This is a really old poem. It actually dates back to probably around the beginning of the FisherPoets Gathering, even though I wasn't here. We used to do a Setnet art swap every year. We were basically just bums that lived on a beach, and we sometimes went fishing. So my first art swap, I wrote this poem. This is my first fishing poem and my first rhyming poem. So it's called Flight of the Fish Choker, probably written around 99, we'll say. Another summer has come to close, and the mighty fish choker, he must go. Away from here and back no more, flying from Alaska's shores. Gone are those, the tides and winds, gone are those, his dear friends, who braved it all another year, who killed the fish and drank the beer, who beached the boats and jumped the fires and told the tales of great liars, who tortured flounder and did laugh, who wrestled kings and held the gaff, high aloft above their heads, gritting teeth as they pulled the leads. on Jimmy's skiff and Bruce's skiff. Their muscles hard, their hands were stiff, for ocean's love and sea to take, the reds they won for winter's break. The run now over, the season done, they must return unto their slum, where romance dies in southern bars, where accounts dry up and spirits starve, where snows do fall and no retro comes, where landlords call and they pass for bums. Until again they travel north, and on the sea they do go forth to set the nets and risk their lives for shitty pay and poor price. But it's worth it all, they would say, to taste the slime and salty spray for one more time before they pass, and they swear to God this is the last. A real job waits, a girlfriend too, and many other things to do. A whole life there is outside, a whole world from which to hide. That's what they think when times are slow. While mending nets they ache to go, while filling sandbags or hauling brush, they long to be off in a rush, down again into the States, into the hollow, hellish 48, where man is measured not by his grip, but by his car and bank slip, where all's for sale and Caesar's reign, where poison works into the brain, where TVs blare for fame's plain sake, and men are lost in its wake. Fishing is a gift, I say, a holy task for which I pray, a godly service that they call rape, but an honest judgment they cannot make. For they have never been away from shore, nor can they walk from home to store, nor pull their boots, nor find their dick. And who, I ask, he's that kind of prick. They just don't know what it does take, nor understand what lies at stake. So think again as you go down, of all their sorrows they have to drown, of all their sickness and their fears, and all our laughs and warm beers. And think of how you'll make your end with soulless wimp or dear friend. I'm kind of going back through an evolution of my fishing. I started a little prose evolution there with the Martian one, but that was my first poem, and then I met my wife on that fishing site, and then we got married a few years later, and then we had already transitioned to Bristol Bay. So this is a poem that I wrote to her on our, it's called For My Wife on her paper anniversary, and it's, we were fishing in the bay at that point, so it's not a set net site anymore, although that was a fun part of our life too. But married up the 21st of June, straight to Naknak for our honeymoon. Now, season 2 as newlyweds, we've left the beach for separate beds. A month at sea on different boats, we'll sweat and toil and smell like goats. The fish we'll catch in 1,000 sets will make us happy and pay our debts. But the time so long and drawn apart, no fish could fill that hole in heart. No catch could match the one we made. No treasure or lure could make us trade. For the rings we wear and gaze upon remind us daily, when the other's gone, of the love we share and embrace, of the strength and beauty of its grace. And a day, a month, an ocean apart couldn't tarnish the luster you give my heart. So on this day, a year of marriage, the light of you rides the sun's great carriage. Across the world, across the bay, it shines on me, our longest day. Okay, I got one more. I'm just going to do one more, because this is also a bay poem, and a dear friend of mine who is he's retired from fishing. I retired from fishing, but he's an older gentleman, Joe Carlson. He ran the Big Red with his wife, Joy Carlson, for many years, and maybe you guys have had altercations with us before, I don't know. But he was an old school fisherman and a great guy to work for, and you know, I miss my Alaska family. That was my Alaska family. This is called I'll Be Your Friend. I'll be your friend. I don't know your boat, don't know your name. I don't know where you're from, y'all look the same. Metal dinghies bombing round, don't fit the figures I see in town. Don't match the rigs I wave to on the road. Don't put up stop signs saying, that's so-and-so. If I see an opening, I'll surely set. I'll cork you off like we never met. I'll give you room, but what I see fit. You can call me names. I don't give a shit. I know it's rotten. I know it's rude. But don't blame me for this attitude. 50 years I've been coming here, killing fish and cracking beers, working hard and having fun. I'll be a fisherman till I'm done. And sometimes that means I'll make you mad. I'll take the fish you could have had. And that's the nature. That's the business. You drift the bay, you're sure to witness 1,000 slights to your person. They'll hack and cut without aversion. And most you'll say, it's not worth my time. But God have mercy, you cross that line. I keep a gun under my pillow. Engines roar, black smoke billows. I'll grab your buoy in place of mine. I'll shove that buoy where the sun don't shine. I'll tear your net and cut your rope. I'll thrash your gear till there ain't no hope of catching fish or making mends. But in the morning, I'll be your friend. Thank you.
Oh Lord, same damn river. 40 years of working, all I had to give her. Hard on my back and it won't get better. Gonna put that riverboat down forever. Load up firewood and cotton. Folks who got the tickets and the folks who never bought 'em. Lean against the throttle, hope we get her off the bottom. Hear that whistle in the middle of the night, forgotten.